All right. Welcome back dito sa latest episode ng Deep Dive. Officially po, inosente na po yung inyong host. Ito na, may ruling na yung Supreme Court na malapit na mag-first anniversary. May nagtatanong, Richard, ano nangyari doon sa 6 months na kukulungin ka? And all? Like, well, sabi ko, huwag kayo magulo. Baka nakalimutan ng Supreme Court. Biglang, next, may ruling na pala. Ang haba-haba pa ng ruling. So, pakicheck yung official press release natin galing kay Attorney Dina De Leon who so kindly oversaw that process. Parang feeling ko ang ganda ng response namin. No comment na lang ako kay Gadon and all. Anyway, I'm gonna be gracious today. At hindi lang tayo inosente. Hindi rin tayo yung from some random pub in Oxford. Medyo nakauwi naman tayo ng papano. Kasama natin ngayon today, of course, ito talaga attorney ng bayan, si Attorney Christina Conti. Thank you very much, attorney. Nadagdag pa yung ating mga pag-usapan ng mga trial at kung saan-saan na. Just initial thoughts. Minor miracle ba na nagkaroon ng hearing to begin with?
Well, yes. So, magandang gabi sa lahat. Ako, tingin ko, uphill battle na magkaroon ng hearings, ng impeachment trial proper. Kasi yung ginawa or yung nangyari, whichever way you look at it, kung may active na trumabaho or active na nag-work on it, yung nangyari doon sa first impeachment complaint, quote-unquote, yung na basura, tapos yun nga, nagkaroon na nga ng Supreme Court decision tungkol doon, parang wala talagang gumalaw, sabihin na natin. Kaya parang may framework na did they not want to act on it even after, I mean, they signed, there were a lot of signatures then, pero baka hanggang signature lang pero pag actively pushing for it, baka maano na ako dyan, masangkalan. And 2026 being so close to the 2028 elections, syempre maraming iwas pusoy dyan. Kaya I would say, not really a miracle, pero dream, dream come true, mas ganun pa nga.
Of course, you managed to also enter. Ako rin, medyo half miracle din ang kapasok tayo na. We're thankful na si Sherwin na yung Senate President. I doubt kung si online seller, baka makaldero tayo dyan. But what was your impression watching live from the Senate floor itself the other day?
So, nakapasok ako ng July 14 at parang, syempre, because I was part of the Quadcom already before, so I had some kind of inkling how will it happen. And then also, we've had several Senate investigations in that hall before. Pero ito, gallery kami, paumanhin po sa mga naingayan sa isang grupo ng mga abogado. Actually, kasama ko si Attorney Jojo Lacanilao, Attorney Golly Ramos, Lawyers Against Corruption, Duterte Panaguti Network, and si Pusit, si Teacher Franz. Sabi, ito yung mga noisy. At sinasabi nga na parang yung mga abogado ang maraming comment kasi in a way, we can comment on the substance na parang kita namin na ano ba yan? Bakit parang ganyan na naman yung sinasabi ni ganitong tao? Pero, or wala na namang point yung nangyayari, yung discussion. Pero kasi nakikita din namin yung legalese. So it might be boring for some kasi parang anong nangyayari. Pero for lawyers, magiging aktibo yung utak mo kasi, relevant, irrelevant. Tapos, I mean, alam mo yung para kang backseat driver. Oh, pwede kang mag-ano dito, pwede kang mag-object. O dapat nag-ano siya, nag-raise siya. O dapat sabihin niya argumentative. Yung that kind of chit-chat was on our side. Kaya pasensya na. But it was kind of exciting but at the same time boring in the larger picture kasi we were actually waiting for Zuleika Lopez to take the stand that day.
And this is precisely where in defense of Robin Hood Padilla and all, like, buti nga nandyan sila because they keep people plugged in, no? Kasi otherwise,
Oo nga.
to be honest, I mean, going back to what you mentioned, legalese and all, because some folks are wondering, is this being too much litigious? Na parang masyadong naging legalese. We're hearing too much Latin. I mean, by the way, shout out kay attorney, I mean, Congressman Joke, no? Kanina he was explaining yung mga basic Latin terms and all. I appreciate that effort. But I can imagine na as much as this is a legal process, this is also a sui generis political exercise in democratic accountability. Paano mo dapat balansehin yan? At saka, Attorney Conti, kumpara dun sa mga dating hearings, I know this is the first hearing in the social media age, pero kumpara sa mga dating hearings, um, are we moving towards the right balance of making it relatable sa taong bayan in as much as sticking dun sa substantive legal framework na kailangan sa mga ganitong mga exercises?
Well, the last hearing talaga that I really monitored was ERAP. Diba? Parang every afternoon yun eh. Nung nasa school pa yata ako noon. Every afternoon, manunood ka. Anong nangyari? Anong update? Yung, ano to. At also, was that the first that was live stream? Yung talagang walang, ano, walang, I mean, before that, wala namang major impeachment trial, I think. In that hearing, dun I would say yun yung standard ko. I would say may balance kasi kahit hindi ako law student noon or lawyer, hindi medyo may maiintindihan ka. And if you compare, actually naging medyo legalistic yung mga later kay Chief Justice Corona, obviously. There were a lot of kumbaga, procedural issues initially. Pero the prosecution and kumbaga the entire process harped on one thing, one narrative. Sal-en, even yung kay Mercedita Sal-en, ganyan, kay etc. Yung kay Erap noon, yung parang ill-gotten wealth, may pera bang tinago yan, meron bang pumirma ba yan ng peking pirma. Ganon. Ngayon, I think, but it's just starting, I think we're losing that. Kasi ang dami kasing articles. That's one, di ba? And they started with grave threats. And grave threats, I think, would be one of the more political aspects. Kumbaga, hindi yan debatable, sabihin na natin. How do you interpret? Kaya, to some extent, nakakalito siya that even a lawyer like Senator Pia, di ba, yung question niya actually could be answered by a law student. If you remember, she asked 2 days ago yung, I'm going to give you 4 examples. Boksingero na nagsabing, susuntukin kita. Is that enough, is that enough provocation? Is that a threat? Versus may police na, babariling kita or something. And then the vice president. The basic question here is, was the threat or yung sinasabi bang gagawin niya sa'yo a crime? So kami parang, kapag napunta ka talaga sa, did you feel threatened? Parang harassment, diba? Did you feel threatened? Did you feel bad? Did you feel Hindi mo talaga makukuha yung essence. Pero for grave threats, ang tanong lang dito talaga, did somebody say, I will do something to you, which is a crime? And second, the speech itself is criminal. Kahit hindi mangyari yung, di ba para kasing yung ibang senator, ganun din yung tanong eh. Tingin nyo, naniwala kayo na magagawa niya yun? Sure kayo? Kaya actually ito Senator Jokno din who raised the Ronel Mas. I think the Ronel Mas incident. Sabi niya, ito nga, teacher, walang maniniwala na kaya niyang magbigay ng 50 million. Kumbaga, hindi siya doable.
Apat sila
But
kinulong
still,
nung panahon ni Digong. Apat sila, hindi lang
for
teacher.
speech na hindi talaga kumbaga mangyayari. Pero, again, the crime here is the speech itself. So, maraming legalist na pumasok. Ito pa pala yung pinaka-obvious, yung objections. Hindi ko maalala if it was this litigious in the sense na objection, every question may ganung klaseng uh, it's two ways din to look at it. One is that the prosecution or the other party parang really very intense na talaga gusto kong walang makapasok na tanong. And on the other hand, baka naman sabit din talaga yung mga tanong in the first place. Kumbaga, irrelevant. Ba't mo tinatanong? Kaya, both sides may intention to bring the courtroom into this Senate trial.
Actually, ikaw yung third lawyer na in-interview ko today. We just had Attorney Dino and Attorney Falsis also earlier this year dun sa mga ibang platforms ko including sa One News TV5. So abangan yan. And it's interesting. It's like, ang dami mga different perspective on that. Some people feel na masyado naging litigious, legalese. Some other people feel na actually, if you look at it, medyo medyo Walter Waite to put it nicely, if not OJT. Because if you look at the previous impeachment, yung defense team mo pa lang meron ka ng ex-justices, Solicitor General, and some people are feeling na I mean, mga ka-age ko siguro yung mga nandun, hindi naman OJT level, but they don't have the gravitas and all. So parang, what is your assessment of the defense team? Ito ay dahil
Oh,
napakahirap yung situation. Just feed the cannon, parang ano yun, mga meat grinder, of cannon fodder. Or is it because wala silang mahanap na veterano, so this is the best you could get? Or the other perspective is, mahirap talaga yung kaso. This is really the best they could do to basically heckle, harass, extraneous interventions na yung grade ni Sara Duterte. I don't know, is there a public way to even verify yung bar exam grades? Yung mga ganon. What is your assessment of the defense team before we go to the prosecution and also some of the senator judges?
I would agree that the defense team is parang very lightweight in the sense that what I felt, kumbaga, parang ilalagay mo yung sarili mo sa posisyon nila. Ah, yung iniisip ko, was I like that in the first few years of my practice? Yung parang every little bit, yes, you want to make a point, yes.
Uy, 10
Are you
years naman
sure?
sila. Mga 10 years naman siguro sila. Hindi naman sila mga first 4 years or 5.
Pero that's how, ano, kasi, that's right. One of the approaches to cross-examination is not to cross. That's one. Two is to have a point when you cross. You don't ask all the questions. And not every point that you win, quote unquote, yung uh, objection sustained or overruled, ganyan. Not every point that you, quote unquote, wins you the case. Di ba? Parang, objection, ganyan. Asked and answered. Parang, wow, big deal. But in the long run, does it prove the truth of the case? So there are some questions na, kumbaga, not worth the yes, nakapuntos ako, or, and some, ito yung napansin ko din, yung, correct, yung mga side comments, actually, I would say both sides have side comments, have made side comments. Yung mga pa-cute, yung mga pa-snide remarks, talagang nakakatawa to some extent. Pero dun mo maisip, oo nga, no, this is a um, very political matter. Nung first two hearings, I think, ang isa ko pa ding napansin, monitoring it, um, yung, actually, the first lawyer, si Nervasa ba yun? The first
Third
lawyer
generation
really
pala
was,
na talagang ano, from
yeah,
aristocracy talaga, legal aristocracy.
yeah, but the first lawyer that they put in, yung first chair, parang ganyan, was not the right choice to put there. I'm so sorry. So after opening statements with the lead counsel, actually lead counsels, you should have put in a more to set the tone. Kasi parang ito yung expectation mo eh. Sa totoo, you do not, kumbaga parang siguro inisip nila, let's first blood. You draw first blood, tapos parang siya muna yung, ano, parang gera na, ang ipain mo muna yung foot soldiers before you bring in the cavalry. In this case, I don't think that's the right tactic. You need to set expectations. So, anong kaya ng team mo? Taasan mo na. Hindi yung ganun nga, parang nagle-lecturean. So, yung defense really needs to step up in a sense. And they need to make sense. I'm sorry, pero some of their questions and their kumbaga, objections, maybe they think they made a point or, oh, nanalo ko, ganyan. But, what is the point? Parang, okay, ba't niya tinanong? Okay, and then,
Pero baka nga, it's precise
hindi
because it's
ko
a
magets.
social media age impeachment. It's really yung
Yeah, no?
slides, shorts. Kasi tinataga ako ng mga ka-DDS natin eh. Parang dun sa mga spliced version, they don't look as bad. I mean, they don't look as
Nanalo yung
genius.
point, no?
Parang, aba, parang okay siya. Like, so, parang feeling ko minsan, baka naman is part of their communication strategy na parang mahirap naman talaga tong kaso na to. At least let's do it for the gram. For the gram, kumbaga.
So, two parts din yan, ano? Yung sabi ko nga, parang strategy and tactic. So, strategy with the larger picture, sinong iuupo mo, sinong witness, sinong magkocross, etc. Their strategy is, hindi ko pa nakikita yung, ano ba talagang defense nyo? Na hindi niya sinabi, that she did not mean it, that it was a joke, that it was, or that the video was not authenticated. Parang ganon. If you do everything at once, I'm seeing shades of how, sorry, that the father's defense dealt with the Duterte case in the ICC. Parang you question everything. That works in some instances, pero kung may nagsiset ka ng narrative, maybe that's not the best way to do it. But if, correct, no, pag if they're just doing it for Instagram, edi, hello, ganun. Kaya I think weird din for a time yung focus as to the lineage. Kasi you do not inherit skills. Hindi ito hindi ito tipong pag pinanganak ka, magaling na ako. I was born to be Chief Justice or I was born to do this and that. Hindi ito klaseng trabaho na gano'n. Kaya weirdohan ako nung una, but then I realized, oo nga, no? Para sa isang ordinaryong tao, wow, wow, wow. Maniniwala ka dun sa nagsasalita simply because he is a third generation or a legacy. Parang ganun.
Yeah, na Supreme Court Chief Justice yung lolo ni which makes me wonder, like, okay, so sabi mo, ano na ace, yung ace mo kagad iunahin mo, parang looking at the bench, not to be World Cup, I don't see any Messi, Ronaldo there to put it mildly. So what, like
I
who?
don't know them
Poa?
all.
Like Poa, like si Fortune mismo, like, yun nga, like the bench is very thin. Like, wala nga so superstar. Kaya nga, sabi ko baka meat grinder ang strategy dito. Just throw in the kids, manggugulo lang sila. For all we know, ang strategy nila is just make it so ridiculous and annoying. Ano parang basketball, hug ka ng hug. Ay, sorry, parang football, parang boxing, di ba? Yung hug mo ng hug
Oh.
yung kalaban mo para wala nang mangyaring boxing. Kahit alam mo, walang kwenta yung isa. Mawawala ka ng gana doon sa boxing. No matter how good is the other side. Kasi ayan lang pala mangyari. Parang Mayweather style na waist timing, yung mga ganun. So, what if that's the strategy? It's not a tactic. It's actually the strategy. Na kung wala naman tayong mga superstar veterano at yan ang the best we can put together, might as well just ano lang tayo, heckler lang tayo basically here.
Ako, sa totoo, ang nakikita ko dito, kung ako si Sarah, I'm not looking at to win this case per se. I'm looking to win in 2028. She has declared, right? So, mas 2028 ang ano ko. And how to deal with this is probably to delay it as long as I can. It's already 2026. Patapos na ng taon. Even the prosecution is looking at, sabi nila, years. And even if you say there's a conviction, it's unlikely to come by a particular period. Kasi, di ba ganun sa elections natin, parang people have already locked down their decisions by this time. Ganyan. I don't know kung masasabi nating people have already locked down their decisions by now, pero hopefully not with the ratings na
Hopefully,
nakikita.
just an interjection there. I think yung grupo nila ni Prof. Arguelles are gonna release a survey on that because that's a question I always asked. Parang, what is our data to make any, I don't know, speculation about soft DTS? Meron bang soft DTS? Baka by this point, wala nang soft eh. Hardened na lahat, di ba?
Na,
Baka crystallized na. Or, so, that raises questions. If this is about scoring political points, baka may limitation talaga yung strategy na yan. Maybe we should just focus on doing this for the sake of doing it properly, something like that. But so let's wait for that for the data before we make any definitive statement. Otherwise, haka-haka lang yan. But of course, that's a hope, right? That you can may mga swayables pa rin. They
yes.
see the
Actually,
threshold of evidence. Yeah.
although I think on the part of Sarah, parang, okay na to. Kumbaga, kumbaga, yung isang probability, wag lang ako makonvict before that time. Kasi the conviction could carry with it the penalty of perpetual disqualification from office. Wag lang yon. Kumbaga, yun yung absolute. Kaya I think, pinasok niya rin. Kumbaga, papasukin ko din to with some degree of seriousness kasi may ganon. Although, at the same time, if you're looking at the people who will decide, I could also do, kumbaga, pwede ko din tirahin yan. I could also do it this way by appealing to the senator judges. And today, medyo indicative yung mga arguments nila. So, medyo ako, nothing new, no revelation as to their loyalties. Pero still hoping for some people to really think and decide on the merits, on the evidence. Kasi kung evidence talaga, ngayon, yun ba yung question kung bubuksan lang yung subpoenas and all? Yes. In the interest of justice, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to quote si Lauren Legarda in another impeachment trial na basically argument niya. I wonder na sana si Solar mamingin. But speaking of defense team and senator judges, parang meron tayong hybrid version no na parang akala mo senator judge pero parang defense team din pala siya, di ba? Like so patulan natin 'yan because for a lot of people, let's start with the low hanging fruit. Si Romanov, historian of the Romanov dynasty, aka Robin Hood Padilla, na
The
self-confessed
communist.
komunista. Oh, by the way, that's very interesting. Although, ano daw siya, parang primitive communism, parang ano siya, parang pre-Marx communism. Very interesting. I mean, there are many, many versions pala ito, no? So, let's talk about it. Hindi ba dapat pinagbawalan yan? And do you think this reflects also on yung, I don't know kung conjugal bang setup niyan, tawag dyan, yung presiding officer, presiding judge. Do you think that she's has been too liberal? Should he be more decisive? Should be dapat pitikan talaga yung mga ibang senator judge who are clearly lawyering almost if not totally. I
Mm.
don't know how effective though for a certain camp.
But but yeah, this is also something that's different dun sa ibang impeachment courts, no? Naalala ko yun in the other courts. Of course, makikita mo yung some kind of bias, pero hindi ganito kagarapal. Na talaga, what if, di ba? Parang, sabi ko nga, objection. Ay, shucks, you cannot object to the questions of the judge. Kaya parang, object eh, pero sige dahil judge siya. So, um, a problem, yun lang din. Again, it's a political court, so the limitations on the part of the presiding officer then is there. I mean, you cannot rein in unless it's very overt, unless sabihin nila, ay, kahit pa anong sabihin nyo, the worst they could say, di ba, na talagang get out of this room na, ay, kapag sinabi ng isang judge na, kahit ano pang sabihin nyo, buo na ang desisyon ko. Hindi na ako makikinig sa inyo. Hanggang hindi umaabot sa ganung level, I would say they have the freedom to talk things, to argue their way through. The only way that I see that these senators can be reined in is if the public call them out. Hindi ito sa proseso ng impeachment court na kundi sa labas. The senator judges represent us, you, me, and all others, whether we voted for them or not. Kaya may ganun role ngayon yung publiko.
So it doesn't count or siguro dapat ulitin niya yung sinabi niya na kahit sunugin daw siya, amoy Duterte siya, parang that's not disqualifying enough. So maybe unless mag-pledge loyalty siya kay
Oh,
Sara Duterte, parang he's still within the bounds of his prerogative as a
could be. Pero yung guilty to or acquitted to, whatever happens, yan ang foul na talaga. Pero yung, kumbaga, infer, kasi inferences yan eh. You can only infer that he will acquit Sarah. Medyo, baka may lusot pa rin siya, kumbaga.
spell infer. Balik, balikan natin. What about yung parang hinaharas yung witness, yung ginawa dun sa isang NBI director na, wait, saan ka na-assign? Dyan sa ano? May alam ka ba dyan? Tapos kini-quiz na about it. Parang, what's the relevance? At saka yung, maraming kaso sa yung pala, wala pa naman subpoena, wala naman notice. So, he was clearly harassing. Actually, some would even say character assassination yung ginagawa niya dun sa isang NBA director who was providing factual testimony last time we checked. Was not there to give his opinion, right? So, what about that? Hindi ba medyo out of place na yan? Medyo crossing certain lines yan?
I would say may discretion dyan, yung chair. Kasi parang fellow judge niya eh. So, kung ako yun, I mean, iba-iba ng tingin. Pero if I was the presiding officer, I would say, in the same way na sinasabi niya sa kabila, if you have a point, make it. Kumbaga, where is this leading to? Uh, Maximum, you could even say, what is the relevance of this point? Actually, yun yung ayaw ko din na point nun kasi it's misleading in the sense na sinasabi mo yung isang tao ay narewardan dahil ano, dahil ginawa niya yung trabaho niya ng maayos. Na build up niya yung case. Naayos niya yung, di ba? It does not necessarily mean that he did that to get the position. Hindi na make ni, was it Robin ba? Hindi na make ni Robin yung, kumbaga, better point. Ang na make niya lang ay, well, he's a good and stellar NBI officer. At kaya na-promote ng na-promote. Tapos yung sinasabi niya, may alam ka ba sa Sharia law? May alam ka ba sa Islamic law? Ganyan. Parang,
Actually, tanong ko rin
and
sa kanya yan, meron ba?
so why?
I'm happy
Kaya
to
yun
have
nga,
that conversation with him if he really knows about things, you know.
because Sharia law covers mostly family law and some civil law. Napaisip ka din ako, meron bang criminal law na separate or Islamic law? To be clear, may separate laws talaga in the ARMM generally, yung covered ng Sharia law. Pero hindi criminal law, hindi po sila iba ng criminal law. Pag pumatay ka ng tao doon, same laws apply.
Baka Malaysia
Ang
yung
kaiba
inisip
lang,
niya or ibang system na you can opt for
yun na nga,
British
kaya ako
system
parang
or Islamic Sharia, yeah.
kumbaga, hindi ka gagawa ng panibagong NBI, hindi ka gagawa ng panibagong PNP doon. It's the same system. Ang medyo maiiba lang, yung registration. Kasi, sorry, yung civil registrar, in a sense, kasi may divorce, may, etc. May ibang family dynamics doon. So, iba lang yung system. Pero, you do not create an entirely new PSA. You do not create an NBI na separate. It's well and good. Kaya, that was a missed opportunity actually on the part of the prosecution. Although siguro,
And the
what's
presiding
the
officer
point?
also, yeah.
Oh, parang, what was the point? And
Basically, ang point niya,
ina-steer
ikaw,
nila.
I think we can infer, right? Like, basically, ikaw, marami kang kaso, siguro nilagayan ka lang dyan dahil ginawa mo yung sinabihan ng amo mo. Basically, you're a politicized criminal, potentially criminal officer. Wala kang karapatan to be here to say anything against my beloved Sarah. Parang ganun eh, di ba? Like, parang ganun yung,
You had the motive.
yeah,
Ganun.
exactly. I mean, that's how it came to me, if I were to infer. Although, for all I know, he wanted to do that for some reason, hindi niya pull off, but like sumablay. But I don't know his
Oo,
strategy
no.
or tactics.
Hindi niya na-make in the sense na pag iisipin mo, sa simula, you would really, ay, oo nga, no? Ay, na-promote mo, ganyan. Pero pag isipin mo, ba't siya na-promote? Baka naman magaling. Kumbaga, hindi pulido. Ang marami pang ibang pwedeng paraan, pero palagay ko, hiramin niya yung, yung law books ni Pia Cayetano. That would really help him how to make his point.
It's a perfect
Pia
segue.
Cayetano, maraming
Yeah, it's a perfect segue to the beloved sibling of ng bayan. Kung pre-Karl Marx na komunista si Robin Hood, ito naman ay mga post-Hegelian. Kasi
oh,
very dialectical yung kanilang. Sabi ko, sabi ko, parang hindi niya tinulungan yung gusto niya tinulungan. But baka may plan B na hindi natin alam. Di ba? Like, parang minsan napapaisip like, what is he trying to do? So, this is not... Kaya sabi ko, may pagka-Hegelian dialectics ang nangyari dyan eh. Sabi ko, mataas wala ng level ng hearing na to. May pre-Marx communism, may post-Hegelian dialectics. So, bago muna tayo punta kay ate, kasi baka makarin tayo kay ate. Um, dito muna tayo kay life seller. Dito naman tayo kay ating shortest tenure ng Senate President ever, ating minamahal na kahafi, si Alan Peter Cayetano na parang bumabata siya bigla. I don't know how it happened, biglang -10. Ano bang filter na ginamit niya kanina? Parang iba eh, iba. Ito si Alan Peter, what is your rate? Kasi minsan, parang parang yung lumabas yung kabaliktaran. Like for instance, yung sa threat. Naging absolute threat lumabas sa bunganga ng
lumabas,
taga-NBI.
oo.
Hindi, absolute yan. Wala nang pinagsasabi nila. Parang, so, part of me saying, what if there's something else going on here na hindi natin alam na po sa Gelia? Like, what is your read of Alan Peter? Kasi something I really have a hard time figuring him out. He's a moving target, kumbaga.
Well, ang tingin ko, even for Pia, one, they're just genuinely curious. Na parang, what if ganito? Parang gano'n na, parang, ang bilis ng utak probably na, ganito, ganito, magandang itanong to. If you were lawyering for someone and you're doing cross-examination, ang rule nga, the golden rule is, you never ask a question you do not know the answer to. Kumbaga, pagtatanungin mo, katulad noon na, threat ba yon? Ganon. Pag sinabi niya, absolutely, it was a threat, tapos ka, di ba? So, it's the wrong kind of lawyering. So, from what I see, inisip ko nga, nagmamaang-maangan lang ba sila? I mean, Pia was, from what I heard, was a good student in UP Law. She graduated in the top 10 of the class, etc. So, is it because lack of practice, lack of, ano ba? Pero, it just sounds like she's genuinely curious. Ano nga po ba? Parang ganon. I did not see their point, kumbaga sa some of their questioning. In some instances, meron naman. Pero, ang isang nakita ko, stepping back, parang gusto lang nilang, kumbaga, one, genuinely curious, and I would like to be seen in this hearing. I don't know, parang maka-airtime man lang this
Yun nga,
hearing.
sabi ko, baka yung dialectic sila is just to get more airtime. Like, baka naman
Oh.
nag-ano sila, thinking out
Pero
loud, so
nag-aaral. Yeah, thinking out loud naman. Nag-aaral, kita ko naman, parang may
Socratic method.
nagno-notes. Tapos, may ano, may ano to, nandun sa gilid, sa gallery, may kausap, nagko-consult sila. So, sabi nga namin, very, very active tong mga to ah. So, okay naman in the sense that they're asking questions. Pero, I don't know if the questions help. And which side.
Yun nga eh, like, yun nga, kaya nga, parang may mga highlights, parang, wait, I think that was the complete opposite of the effect he was looking
Well,
for. Yeah,
ito, in all fairness, ito yung fairness as in hindi infer. Yung in all fairness naman, I mean, generally, we should look at the senator judges as unbiased and kumbaga, unadulterated lang yung kanilang content na sinasabi because they really want to know the evidence, they want to know the truth bago sila mag-decide. So if you look at it like that, these are people just speaking off the top of their heads.
I
But
mean,
of course, minsan may lalabas na bias talaga eh, no? Na,
he's a fanatic for impartiality, di ba? He keep on saying, let's be fair to the Dutertes, that whole Oplan Romanov drama. Parang ang lumabas pa, parang biktima pala. This, again, he very dialectical, no? Biglang biktima pala ang mga Duterte. Like they had to cry Romanov to highlight their besieged, endangered, species situation. Like what about that? Yung mga ganyan, ano niya, interventions niya.
well, minsan nagba-backfire eh. Kasi parang, yun nga, hindi niya alam yung sagot. And I guess he just genuinely wants to know the answer. Uh, in the end, parang yung tao, parang, ano ba yung nangyari? Actually, he's very rarely quoted nowadays, no? Hindi siya, walang masyadong matunog sa kanya. Kaya, I think he's just looking for a way really to stand out. Pero makikita mo talaga yung ano niya, yung um, trying to, kumbaga, play the field. He did that when he was initially nung Senate President, but later nagpakita na ng kulay, di ba? Na, nung una, medyo ano pa siya eh, na, I'm both sides, si I'm not in the, parang high moral ground, ganung peg. Pero parang mabibetray mo, parang ano yan eh, yung mga Easter egg na kinulayan mo, nasa Easter pa ako eh. Easter egg na kinulayan mo na parang, iba ng kulay. Pero pag hinugasan mo, babalik pa rin sa puti o kung ano man yung default color. So,
Ako,
pwede
tingin ko is
magbalot
like,
kayo,
pag
pero
hinugasan mo,
dapat.
iba yung lumalabas parati sa loob. Yun ang problema ko sa kanya. Parang nag-evolve, nag-mutate. Like, every time, iba yung nasa loob pag hinugasan mo. Yun yung interesting. Hindi lang sa labas.
Kakaiba na.
Kakaiba. Speaking of trying to be relevant, why is Harry Roque even being quoted or injecting himself? Yung that whole Harry Roque authentication. Ano ba si Harry Roque? Ano ba siya? ISO Michelin star certifier na ano ba ang trabaho niya ngayon latest? Kasi ngayon parang hindi, sa akin lang pwede dumaan ito. Ako lang pwede mag-authenticate ng video niya. Eh di umuwi ka, di ba? Like, why is Harry Roque even relevant? Eh di ba pugante na siya? I don't get it.
Well, he's not relevant. Sorry. He's not relevant in the discussion. He just wants to appear to be. Ano, but I would like to congratulate him in a sense. Kasi parang he has now how many followers?
Tsaka
I've been
mas
told
kino-coach
na,
siya kaysa kay Alan Peter Cayetano. That's my problem.
yeah, yeah.
Mas
So,
kino-coach siya.
parang tinag-gain ng traction yung statements niya and posturing. He's in the Netherlands. He has access to, I don't know. So, mas marami na nga siyang followers ngayon kesa some other big DDS vloggers, sabi nila.
He is now
Kaya,
one of the leading DDS vloggers, basically.
yeah, yung platforms. Pwede ba ako mag-name? Sorry. Because ako talaga, my favorite, can I say that? My favorite TDS is Alvin Sarzate of Alan
Alvin
Peter.
Humba. Alvin
Humba,
Humba. Sa
yes.
Humba nagsimula si Alvin, ano, oo.
Yeah. Because, I mean, Alvin says he's DDS organic. And I appreciate that na parang I am a DDS because I really love the Dutertes. I'm not beholden to them. Parang gano'n na hindi ako bayad, etc. So, for me, parang yun yung expression talaga niya ng
Wait, are you
love niya.
implying na hindi organic yung isa?
Yeah, I mean, may ibang, kumbaga, na nadawit na lang, nasangkalan na, yung iba, and then became part of the organization, became part of the, kumbaga, core group. So, yung iba may ganun eh, di ba? Uh, I won't name any other names, pero there's a group of vloggers whom media and even they themselves say kumbaga, they're together at talagang funded, in some instances sent to China, di ba? Yung ganung team na
Yung
yun.
mga malaki yung maleta, yung napakalaki yung maleta
Ah,
papuntang China. I wonder like why,
yeah, ganun.
ang dami mong dinadala sa China, pwede mo na mabili lahat. Yun, dyan galing yung Shopee
Mm.
eh. Like, bakit ka pa magdala?
So yeah, so anyway, mas malaki na ba't pa tayo napunta dyan? Mas malaki na daw si Harry Roque
kay,
than
kay
Alvin.
Byron? Kay, ano?
Alvin.
At then,
Kay Alvin
it
Peter.
deserve naman yan. Pero wag naman kay Banat Bay. Ano natin yan?
Ano ba si
Team
Banat
Banat Bay
Bay?
tayo.
Check natin yan, ganyan. I've just been told kasi we're monitoring the attacks. And
Yes,
uh,
100%. Yeah. Make sure. Oh.
and because we're getting ready for November 30. Talagang mag-ano yan, mag-blast again. And in any case, ba't ba tayo napunta dyan? In any case, si Harry Roque is trying to insert himself. One is, without demeaning him, really, he's no longer a lawyer. He's not practicing and all. So what is his profession now? I would say he's a vlogger. And he's a content creator. And if you look at his posts, kasi somebody sent me um, kumbaga suspicious content. So because we have people working on the documentation now. So they sent me some documents and then sabi nila, merong lumalabas na parang at the bot or at sa comment, parang please follow me, ganyan, Patreon, etc. Yung mga ganon na parang this is the hallmark now of a
Fundraising niya.
full-time content creator. So
Oo.
follow me, subscribe to me, etc. So as it appears, it might be his job.
Subscribe to my show. Wait, did you see that in him? Nung time na prof niya siya at mahilig siya sa pizza, could you see him one day na hindi lang mahumba, like talagang he will be a full-fledged leading vlogger, political podcaster. Sabi nga ng mami ko nung una, sabi niya, tingnan mo yan si Harry, parang paras kayo ng background. Ano ibig sabihin, parang sa bahay ko siya? Hindi. Sabi niya maraming books din sa kape. Tuloy naglalagay na ako ng mga Bruce Lee, X-Men, para hindi na kami parehas. Kasi maraming DDS, ganun na yung background nila eh.
Well, during that time, hindi pa kasi, nung naging prof ko siya, hindi pa kasi uso yung vlogger. So, it wasn't a viable profession. And to cross over, kumbaga, media was not in the picture. So, I did not see him as a vlogger.
But are you
Maybe
implying
as a
are you
host.
saying that he doesn't have a television friendly package?
Um, Hindi, I would even say he could have had parang a segment in a TV show. Di ba yung panyari, morning show,
Oh,
tapos
Bubble
some
Gang.
little tidbit,
Bubble Gang.
probably something like that. But not like a show to himself na parang ikaw lang. So, hindi ko naisip yon.
But that's exactly what he
Not
has
really, but
built. He's the star.
the, the thing is, if people want to listen to you, however you look, bahala ka sa buhay mo. And from what it appears, this kind of audience stick to him or stick to kung sino mang influencer because of the thought, not because of the itsura. No? Para kahit anong itsura mo, pogi
No,
ka
ang
sa akin
basa ko
kasi
dito simple lang eh. Unang-una, dun sa certain market segment siguro na yan, medyo mahirapan ka mag-attract ng certain type of people who would rather prefer, let's just call it, the conventional path. Pangalawa, that audience is very easy to capture. All you have to do is sing praises to Tatay Digong, to Omar Duterte, to Basti. That's all I have to do. You just keep on doing it that every day. Ang dali magkaroon ng following. Okay, I know that by heart kasi I remember like the first few weeks na si Digong presidente, yung sinasabi niya dapat independent tayo from US, ganyan-ganyan. So, of course, ako, 100%, yeah, we have to be more independent from us. So, biglang naging idol ako ng mga dito. Grabe, like, dagsaan. And I was like, this is exactly the kind of
oh,
attention I didn't want. So, obviously, they turned on me super when I started criticizing on drug war, etc., trying to ganun. So I know, yung pala, it's all you have to do is just praise Tatay Digong and then titignan nila yung credentials mo. Basta there's a professor, there's an attorney, there's an Oxbridge, there's an Ivy League, there's a UP. Ano ka na? Nandun ka na sa ano nila sa Hall of Fame. So in short,
blind.
I'm not very impressed with him because he basically got a captive audience lang. And all he had
Yeah.
to do was basically sell his non-existent soul, I don't know what to call that, soul, conscience, whatever. Yun lang naman ginawa niya. And in fairness to him, kumpara naman dun sa ibang DDS, he has legal training, methodical mag-isip. I'll give it to him. He's quite an articulate guy, di ba? So, in a way, he is a package for that
Yeah.
audience.
And this is precisely why he's dangerous. Kasi he can put a veneer of legal color to things. The way he spins things is so, in a way, one, complicated, and two, possibly dangerous siya dun sa mga DDS na maniniwala dun sa misinformation and disinformation niya.
Buti nga
Ang hirap,
DDS lang eh.
he's,
Literally the other day, some contacts
uh,
send me a list
oh,
of Philippine human rights lawyers that they asked me, can you give your ideas on that? There was joke no there, and when there was Harry Roque, I said, if this is a spectrum, this is what exactly you want, with this, and this is exactly what you don't want. And I said, I'm shocked that you even have Harry Roque on that list. Tapos nung ginugol nila, natawa sila in an embarrassed way, like, oh nga, why do we even? So, yun ang problema. Even, forget about that captive audience, even in our world of people doing like human rights, international law, mga ganun. He's still, ano na eh, nagre-ricochet pa rin yung name niya as a legitimate human rights lawyer. And that made me worried. And nagpasalamat yung mga ibang kaibigan. Oh, buti nga you told us. And I didn't say anything. I said, just check these links. This guy is effectively a fugitive right now. Sabi ko gano'n.
so yeah, kaya dangerous siya. Ang hirap nung, kumbaga, he has the backing of his UP tenure, his law school, the law schools that he went to, his cases, Adonis versus the Philippines, which is the case that deals with decriminalization of libel. It was brought before
Scholarly
the,
work. He has some legit
yeah,
scholarly
he
work
have
also. Legal
books and
scholarship. Yeah.
all. So, it's a bit complicated, pero kaya sabi nga nila, and this is what I really adhere to, you cannot make heroes or idols of living persons. Same with,
Di ko
it
na
also
gets.
applies
Ano ibig sabihin yan? Kasi medyo
kapag,
nasa Romanov pa ako. Like, what,
pero ano,
are
hindi,
you
hindi.
implying anything?
Kapag buhay pa yung tao, wag mong i-idolize as in wag absoluto yung pag-adhere mo. Which
Si Digong,
goes to,
still alive and
dapat nga hindi eh. Kasi nga, these people could make mistakes. Yung kay Digong actually, he is a mistake from the very beginning. Parang
but
ganun for
that's why
me ah.
they love him because he's like a shameless. 'Di ba?
Yeah.
Shameless
Pero,
siya eh.
for example, yung mga nag-idolize kay Miriam. So Miriam was kind of good, okay, and then at the very end, um, carried Marcos to
BBM.
Malacanang, all the way to
BBM.
Malacanang. Kaya you, as much as possible, yun yung sinasabi ko din sa mga bata, huwag kayong mag-idolize ng buhay pa. Kasi pwede pa yung magkamali. Can still cross the dark side. So, pag namatay na, sure ka na na wala nang gagawing kababalaghan. Kaya, para dun sa mga, Harry Roque is the ganito. You're only as good as your last case, you're only as good as your last, kung sa law school nga, it's only as good as your last receipt. Kaya, it's always a challenge. For any person naman di ba? You always choose to be a good
Di
person.
ko pa rin
And
gets
one
yung point
day,
mo kasi my point is the guy is a fraud from the very beginning. He always looked like an operator.
ah, mm,
Pa-relevant,
no,
sumasakay sa mga issues. I was always very suspicious of that guy. Like something is off there. Mayroon akong ganun may mga muntik ako nagdulas ng mga ibang pangalan ng mga, alam mo yung mga maleta people, yung mga ganun. Hindi ko naman sinabi na maleta siya, but I have a sense for yung mga operator, scammy, fraudster, parang mga Tom Ripley type meron siya, he always had that thing. Kaya nga nung kumagat siya kagad kay ano ni Digong, I mean, yung, baka ma-misunderstand. Kumagat siya dun sa offer na maging spokesman ni Digong. I was like, I'm shocked. And like, di ba? Yung mga ganun so,
well, there's also, you need to know how to read people. Kaya wag yung parang, ang galing-galing, oy, idol kita. You have to be careful saying that. Pero during that time, baka kasi yung karamihan ng tao, and because I knew that, yung whole fiasco, whole hullabaloo dun sa Kabayan Party List, meron na nun eh. Kaya ako, nako, ano na to, madaling easy bait. Madali niyang masilaw kung sasabihin na, oh, you can be congressman after this or you can be senator
and
after
then went after Leila de Lima. Did the most disgusting things there. Sabi ko talagang tong tao na to, walang moral compass to. Pa-relevant lang talaga to. Someone told me when he was, hindi ko lang Pisay ba to? Ito yung parang villain origin stories daw niya. He was like running for some position in I don't know, Pisay ba siya or something like that. Sabi niya, balang araw, yun lagi ni Harry Roque, balang araw, ako po ay maging presidente ng Pilipinas. Tapos pinagtawanan daw siya ng buong class. And then yung mukha daw niya parang bad trip siya. So, may
Oh.
nagsabi sa akin, hindi ko na sabihin kung sino yan, but may mga people who know him na who said, in fact, there are other also people saying na baka the reason why he can go around is that he's not only holding one passport. So, like, there are a couple of, people who are giving. So, parang it suddenly things make sense to me including yung blind ambition niya It's very good to have Alan Peter and Roque next to each other because I think there's a continuity. But I feel bad for Robin Hood because we only gave him 3 minutes of discussion and di na natin pinatulan. Buti pa ang pumatol si Angel Locsin sa kanya kaya tuloy naging relevant siya. Now let's go to Ate.
Mm.
Si Ate, what do you feel about for me, it's a very third world mediocre lawyer thing to kind of flex yung pagka-lawyer mo because this is exactly what you don't see in like legit places. Like you don't have that. Even in the US, like first name basis pa nga, you don't say attorney this or attorney that. Like and in Europe, alam mo na parang trato sa lawyer, parang ano ka lang, any ordinary professional, like super no big deal maging lawyer in Europe, right? In Hague, in UK, whatever. So hindi ba medyo cringe yung mga, apat lang tayo, abogado yan, yung mga iba dyan, meron naman kayong binayaran ng mga staff, magkano kayo dyan. It comes off really cringe and goes against the spirit of this exercise, hindi ba?
Yes, that's the worst part I think for me na moment na parang, oh God, na parang absolutely wrong. Kasi una, hindi lang kayo apat ang nag-uusap. And pangalawa, hindi kayo lahat abogado lang. And yung worst pa for me was that the point that she made was this was the the four examples. So bigyan ko kayo ng apat na example. Ano ang tingin niyo sa ganito, ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. It's easily answered by a law student nga. So, yung binanggit niya na boksingero, sasabing boboksingin kita, it's not a threat, it's not grave threats kasi hindi krimen ang makipagboksingan, parang ganon. Nagigets ko yung point niya in commonsensical layman term na tipong pag mas worse yung damage kapag yung boksingero ang or layman ka tapos yung boksingero yung nakipagsuntukan ka sa boksingero mamamatay ka parang ganon. Pero
Hindi
again,
yata elected
point
official yung boxingero na itinutukoy niya.
oh,
Like, you're leaving out very important qualifiers. Elected official. Dapat yung boxingero na yan.
so parang may point siya in a sense na parang, oo nga no, mamamatay ba o hindi. Pero again, the essence of grave threats is the speech, not the conduct. Mamatay man yan o hindi, the speech is, kumbaga mangyari man o hindi, it's the speech that is criminal. And then
So
the
you don't
other
have to
hand,
prove na may kontrata. Na may kontrata.
yes,
Na maglabas ka, ito yung
yeah.
kontrata, ito patayin mo si ganito, ganyan.
And you don't have to prove that the other person felt, kumbaga, scared. It's not a matter of perception. It's a matter of what do the words mean, and was it made publicly. It's in a similar vein kasi itong mga statements ito as libel, as slander. Kaya you really have to look at the cases. Pero maganda sana yung ginawa niya na, how about this example? She could have, para to appear more kumbaga learned, she could have raised several examples as in the cases para just to test the others. Kung gusto nila magpaka-lawyer, hindi yung
But
ganun
she's not a
ka absurd.
litigator, right? I mean, wala naman siyang, I mean, she may have
I
been a
think
good
she's more a
student.
policy lawyer.
Yun nga, hindi siya litigator. Like, she's a good student, sure, but
Mm.
she's not a like top-notch litigator or like with the track
Yeah.
record, right?
Pero yun nga, even if she was not a litigator, if you look at the paper, the first one of the elements of grave threats is that the action that must be done is a crime. So yung boksingero, parang off na off talaga. Kumbaga, andali po, no. You ask a first year law student, parang ganon. Kaya, hindi ko maintindihan, ano ba point nito? Anong nangyari? Although, kung layman ka, you have to step back. Parang, okay, layman ako. Okay, may point siya. Oo nga naman. Hindi mamamatay. Wala namang totoong inutusan. Parang ganon. Pero again, kung babalik tayo dun sa elements ng crime. Kaya lang yun nga, ang usapan namin, bakit ba yun yung lagi yung punto, elements of the crime, elements of the crime? That's very legal. Ang question talaga, is it something that makes her unfit for office?
Or betrayal of
Some
public trust in a way,
senators,
kung catch all.
yeah, yung kumbaga, do you trust the vice president? Parang okay ba itong taong to be in the second highest office of the land? So yun yung pinaka-essence, not if she committed a crime. Kasi that's right, may punto din naman na nagsasabing, you need to prove the crime first. But then again, this is not the time. The case is not about convicting Sarah for grave threats and so forth. It's more of, is she unfit for
Kung
office?
befitting
Because,
of the office siya, not necessarily kung whether criminally liable siya for ano. But can she be criminally charged? Because I remember during the time of Digong, there was an idea na wala naman immunity dapat ang vice president. The president has significant. Remember, there was also that debate. I remember 2018-19, the former Solicitor General back in the day, no? I'm sorry, former Justice Secretary na later, like yun yung major line of argument nila na yung presidential immunity iba yun sa vice president because spare tire lang naman siya, di ba? Like, that was the argument. Ano nangyari sa debate na yan? Because biglang it petered out, which I feel is very relevant now because why not make her criminally liable also for this, not beyond the impeachment process? Hindi, or baka that could happen if this impeachment thing does not lead to accountability.
well, I think it's a matter of strategy. They could, in the realm of possibilities, yes, pwedeng kasuhan niya si Sarah. And sa sinasabi nga nila, it does not need to be filed by the offended party. Kumbaga hindi ano ba to, si BBM ang kailangan pumunta, BBM, Liza Araneta or Martin Romualdez ang pupunta doon at
Right.
sabing, hello, manunumpa po ako na ganito ang nangyari. Doesn't need to be like that. But the threshold of evidence needed to convict a person for grave threats is in a sense high. Kasi 'di ba uh, reasonable ano to? Guilt beyond reasonable doubt. Yun yung kailangan i-prove mo. For impeachment, it's less. Kaya
The quantum is
mas
lower.
malaki ang chances mo. Oo, mas malaki ang chances mo na quote unquote ma-convict or ma-prove yung wrongdoing through an impeachment trial than in a criminal charge. And the acquittal in a criminal charge might be used in the impeachment trial. Na-acquit naman yan eh. And that's going to be a big deal in a sense. Kasi hindi naman pala proven criminal and
Yeah.
therefore there is no charge. Dito kasi parang may actually nawiwirdohan din dito ako na high crime ang categorization nila sa ganitong klaseng krimen na ginawa ni Sarah. There is no definition of high crime, right? Yes.
So, rhetorical
Pero,
device to.
oo, kumbaga, high crimes ang ini-imagine doon is, ako, na-imagine ko pala,
Treason, parang.
treason, yes. Espionage, spying for the enemy, being ano to, being an Alice Guo,
Right.
pero vice president ka, something like
Seditionist,
that.
mga ganyan. Yeah, yeah.
So, that kind of high crimes, ang kumbaga, parang talagang mapapahamak mo yung national security. Dito, there is a kumbaga, fine line that they are treading, saying that in making these threats, she's making this not only as an individual, not only, but she's saying this as a vice president with the intention to dislodge the president from power kumbaga, in the whole scheme of things. And that's why it is a high crime. Kaya ako parang, okay, sige, paniwala. But I'm more excited about the money. Gusto ko nang makita magkano ba
Which is
talaga.
perfect
Not,
segue to go to the prosecution, no? Kasi, um, I mean, just on side note, the quantum is lower, but so is the quality of the judges. Like, I don't think you have yung judges sa RTC mo, kahit yung RTC lang, hindi ganyan yung mga judges nila na napunta sa Romanov yung discussion. But, yun lang problema. Bumaba yung quantum, bumaba rin lalo yung, hindi symmetrical yung adjustment eh. But going to the prosecution team, again, kudos, like, I think you don't have to be a litigator or legal expert. You could see, hindi siya OJT, right? To be, parang, I
yeah,
don't want to be mean to the other side. But at the same time, they structurally had a relatively easier situation, right? Like, or parang, hindi rin naman symmetrical yung field eh. Kasi, hindi madali depensahan si Sarah, mas madali to prove na she has gone, off the rails, di ba, sometimes or something. So, what is your assessment of the prosecution? At saka yung strategy nila, starting with this grave threat. Kasi, I'm beginning to notice there's some debates around this. Parang, ano ba to? Parang reverse bell curve. You start strong, then go to like, hindi ganun ka strong, then go end on a strong note. Or some would say na actually, ito yung pinakamahina. Some of the former lawyers involved in impeachment that parang sa kanila this was not the best way to start. You could have started with unexplained wealth kaagad. Boom, yun na yan. So what is your read of this strategy and tactics of the prosecution team?
well, I agree. I would agree na hindi ito yung strongest article. Very contentious. Sabi ko nga kanina na high crimes, etc. Tapos, ang hirap mong, ako din, minsan mapapaisip ako, threat nga ba yon? Is this kind of threat? Kasi may point din naman yung defense. This is a threat that was carried on a Zoom meeting, which Harry Roque can authenticate, and not really public, parang ganon. Parang because of the circumstances, naging public. Because, oh, sorry, unfortunately, there were media there, parang ganon. But it was just intended to a small audience. Parang, kunyari, ito, tayo lang naman magkausap sa chat room eh. But it is being live stream. Nagkataon na live stream eh. Parang ganon. So, contentious, pero the point may be more of also optics. This is where you see the degenerate character. Pakita mo kaagad kung ano ang taong ito. And parang the worst that we've seen Sarah of is in this video. At yun yung, sorry, quick patutsada lang din sa defense, I do not understand why they themselves played the video. Kumbaga, ang daming beses nilang, let me play the video again. Parang, oh my God, that's the worst thing that you can do. Show your client in her worst moment and nitpick. Di ba? Parang sasabihin, hey, that's not what she meant. But you're playing again and again a video where she's shouting expletives, she's so angry, tapos to play the video yung part talaga na sinasabi, tut, anuhin nyo, papatayin ko kayo. Okay, that was wrong strategy, wrong tactic at the same time. Pero on the part of the prosecution, it's more of showing who this person is. Ito yung kanyang moral bankruptcy, kumbaga. And so it would be easier for the people later to say na talagang not fit for office to. And also, I think, again, playing for the gram, ito yung kumbaga, ano to, worth and Instagram worthy or screenshot mo lang. It is her, galing sa bibig niya. And laging magandang tactic naman yun na unahin mo yung admission against interest ng isang tao.
So moving forward sa latter part of our discussion as we transition towards the end of this, kasi I want to talk also about Digong and Bato and yung mga ibang list of characters, including, sige na, magpakabait na tayo kay Legal Luminary, nakulong na nga eh. Before we go there, just moving forward, ano yung mga things na, prosecution has to watch out for, ano yung mga potential responses ng defense? How do you see this? I mean, obviously, the game also here, aside from heckling, is you block yung BIR, like the sealed box and all. Like, obviously, you also don't want people to see yung sa wealth, yung mga unexplained wealth and all. But nevertheless, are you expecting some unexpected things down the road? And yung known unknowns here that we have to watch out for, yung prospectus. Since Invictus, Convictus, and Prospectus.
Well, uh, ako what should we expect more or what hopefully bantayan nila. Pero one, yung procedural, sana yung objections, etc., mabawasan. But I see mukhang hindi makakawala yon. Ang iniisip ko lang in terms of kumbaga sino magpe-present, the defense is not limited or I think pwede pa silang mag-bring in ng big guns. Maybe they're just testing the waters. So that's one thing that we need to look out for. Maybe yun nga, first blood. Ito munang mga to, pero later, we'll bring in the others. Although,
Kung
may,
kalaman mo pa naman medyo OJT, I don't think parang nagdala ng kutsili ka, bazooka. I mean, like, it's not gonna look good.
wala na.
Medyo.
Pero I mean, the defense could still call in the big guns kung sakasakali. Pero from what I understand, ang hirap kapag coming from that kind of position na nag-defend ka ng defending the indefensible, mahirapan ka sa private law practice mo, mababawasan yung gravitas mo, mababawasan yung credibilidad mo, you're losing more than you're gaining. If you just want exposure, magko-comment na lang ako on the side or magvo-vlogger na lang ako or something rather than expose your limitations. Tapos, pag medyo matanda ka na rin, sorry pero pag medyo matanda ka na rin, may parang, ano nga ba yun? You're not on your toes. So, maybe not the big guns, but maybe some other seasoned lawyers probably. They could bring in that kind of, kasi baka iniisip din nila, maliit lang tong kasong to. So, sa unexplained wealth, ill-gotten wealth, sa confidential funds, probably. Tingin ko, bobonggahan nila. Another thing that we could be expecting and yung prospectus, yung tungkol talaga sa, sorry, but I'm going to go into the documents. So, there are many ways. Ayoko nang baka kasi mak-cue pa, di ba? There are many ways
You
we
don't
need
want to
to.
give good ideas to bad people, but like for
Pero
analytic purposes, ano yung mga scenarios we're looking at?
the documents, we don't know what they are. And I don't think the prosecution knows exactly what they contain. Kumbaga, parang itong magic box. Yung kay actually, precisely kay ERAP. Yung ayaw buksan na second envelope, ganyan. So, hindi natin alam, pero mukhang sinister. Pero the longer it goes on, parang, baka naman walang laman. Baka naman, kumbaga napapaduda ka. So, I'm imagining it could go either way. Manalo yung kabila, yung defense, manalo yung prosecution because of this magic. Pero I'm really seeing a big role of the AMLC. The AMLC is a rather ambiguous group. Although there are rules, meron sila ang in charge sa money laundering, terrorism financing, and so forth. We've had a few cases with them, some skirmishes, pero as it appears, they have broad powers. Pag tingin lang nila sa'yo, mukhang ano to, mukhang terrorist to, they can order the freezing of your accounts. And even if the law says the freezing can only be up to 20 days, the bank, the bank will say, well, we need to wait for an order lifting the freezing. If the AMNC does not do that, you will have a permanent freeze on your assets, even if the law says only 20 days, after 20 days, you need to file this. So, medyo amorphous yung powers talaga ng AMLC. They can do anything and everything. very moto proprio ang galawan diyan sa AMLC. So baka may some miracle bigla sila. Ay nako, whatever happens, here we are, publishing it. 'Di ba? Actually, isang surprise yun kung sakaling, oh, ito po, sinasabit namin sa Rappler. FOI, I don't know kung may way to access these documents outside of the impeachment court. Kung sakasakali, ah.
Kung may moto proprio, bakit wala yung moto and proprio before? Kulang ba sa impulse? Kulang ba? Because people are saying like,
Yun.
bakit ngayon pa lang? Like, this should have come out long time ago. Di ba? Like, yun yung pinaka lowest of low-hanging fruits eh. Bakit?
Moto proprio ex parte. So, moto
Exactly. Yun yung
proprio.
isip ko. Like, why is the impulse is only coming now?
So, yung moto proprio kasi, kayo na yung kikilos. I don't know because even the ordinary, tama yung sinasabi ng ibang netizens, nakikita ko yung, ako nga mag-withdraw lang ako ng 100,000. Ako nga magpapapayroll lang. Parang dadaan ako sa butas ng karayo,
Flag
ma-flag
ka
yung
agad
account
if
ko. And
500,000
then
or
if we're,
something.
oh, if we're talking about billions of pesos coming into an account, parang, wow, shouldn't you have come in earlier than kung ano man? Kaya, on the other hand naman, parang napapaisip yung mga tao, totoo ba talaga to or hindi? Pero I could imagine the public's response if indeed it is confirmed na ganito kalaki yung transactions, parang malulula ka talaga. Oh my God, the double standards. If these people were not sanctioned or were not investigated immediately. Kumbaga talagang sacred cow. The only thing that I think they have going for them is the last name. The bank accounts have this last name. Yun lang. Kaya, ano, naalala ko yung parang medyo turning point din sa
Right.
ERAP impeachment was the Jose Pidal. Para sa mga tao, parang, oh, that is so wrong. Ganyan. In the, kahit na parang, what is the legal point? Wala, it's wrong. Ganun. In the Corona case, it was, may
Amber
tinatagong
Conchita
pera.
after si Conchita nag-expo. Like, parang may turning point din, di ba?
Oo, pero it was about the foreign, ano to? The dollar
Foreign
accounts.
currency accounts. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Oo, foreign currency accounts. Na parang, pero even if it was explainable, di ba, yun nga yung parang, wow, kahit ganito na, explainable, I got this money because, it's not ill-gotten because, etc. Because you did not disclose it, pwede kang matsugi. So, yung ganong inkling that this person is unfit for office should be enough to convict you. And I'm sorry, but in Sarah's case, which is why I cannot be one of the senator judges, the 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 amount of evidence I'm seeing now and the credibility of the evidence out there. I've seen some of the documents kasi doon sa impeachment. First, yung nabasura. Talagang problemado siya dun sa money aspect. Yung 125 confidential funds and other funds that are related to her. Parang this is someone who is so used to getting her way and to getting away with it.
Yung hubris of, ano, di ba? Yung parang a lifetime of impunity, kumbaga. Last part of discussion, attorney, I just wanna ask about, balikan muna natin kasi the last time we were having this conversation, medyo magulo pa yung status of the Senate, no? Now, I don't want to use the term the dust has settled kasi we never know with this, ano kung sino ulit ang makulong. But one or two update is may dalawang senador na nakulong over the past few months, including Marcoleta, which went much more seamless than many expected. Akala ng tao, di ba? The sky will fall, chaos under heaven, and all. Wala. That's it, right? And for me naman, again, if I praised Cayetano for his post-Hegelian, kasi ang ginamit ng isa, ano, legal calisthenics ba yun? At naman ako Hegelian dahil, um, at least yung dalawa, lalo si Marcoleta, nag-surrender, taos puso. Ito si Bato. How is that? Because I think the Sandigan Bayan is blocking Jinggoy from voting or something. Ako, I'm against that because for all we know, if you're Jingoy, you want to be good now. And baka, things will not go as bad as they should for the not good one, di ba? So, baka you might vote actually in an interesting way. Kaya ako, I'm keeping an open mind here. Open-minded kami lahat. Ano? Actually, you might want Jingoy to be able to vote. So, where do you stand on this? Like, ito yung mga detained, and yung isa, I don't know, fugitive ba? Ano bang legal status ni Bato ngayon? And how is that gonna affect their voting? before we go to the ICC and close on that part?
Bato is a suspect at large. So at large meaning fugitive by as qualified by the ICC. So yun yung nakalagay sa website ng ICC. Uh, he has an argument in saying, I am not a fugitive in Philippine jurisdiction. Parang ganon. Hindi siya Philippine, ano. But of course, he has the Supreme Court case to show for that. Unfortunately, the recent order is, please comment. Diba? Ganun lang yung mga orders na lumalabas. So, kung kay Bato, talagang out of the picture siya, hindi siya pwedeng bumoto. For the two others, kasi hindi siya nag-participate sa discussion, that's one. And he is unable, kumbaga, clearly unable to exercise any of the responsibilities of a senator judge. Dun sa dalawang nakakulong, well, yeah, I would say na merong merong opportunity for them to participate or to hear the discussions. Kaya lang there are restrictions dun sa jails. And in fact, I have to check, no? Pero, kunyari, isang simpleng empleyado. Ako, if I were a lawyer who was taken to jail, I cannot practice eh. Dahil hindi ako makakapuntang court. So, we had a lawyer who was arrested on trumped-up charges. This was Attorney Ming Saladero, part of ST-72. In
Right.
court, of course, he cannot appear before the courts na. He was charged falsely. He cannot appear before the courts, but I think he did some writing in jail. Yun yung nakatide over, pero clearly he was na, kumbaga, not allowed to practice. Kumbaga, hindi ka pwedeng from jail, I will appear before the court kasi you are incarcerated. Ganon yung trato sa mga taga-ICC. Kaya unfortunately, kung mahuli si Bato, different yung situation niya. May certain difference dun sa situation ng nakakulong dito sa Pilipinas at nakakulong doon. Doon talaga, wala kang internet. Kaya, mahirap mag-monitor. Yung dalawa, ang chance nila ay kung papayagan yung nakakulong na mag-participate sa discussions. Kasi for me, I think it's important that they monitor everything. Kailangan, kung recording man yan, tapos magpapadala sila ng questions, answers, etc. That would be best kasi I don't want a senator judge voting na pre-formed na yung decision. Yung binabanggit nga natin kanina na wag naman nating i-assume they will vote this way or that. Kaya important para sa akin yung participation. Kaya lang from what I know, yung parang can you kumbaga exercise your profession outside of the detention facility? It varies. Ang isa kong example at pinanggagalingan ay mag-eskwela. So we have one person who was detained but was able to go to school, mag-online siya, and finished, or not really finished, pero nakaraos ng ilang semesters in detention. Another person, detained then, was not allowed to do online meeting. So, depende siya sa detention facility. Maybe if there was that option for them to participate online, pwede. Pero, on the other hand, yun na, Senate, ayaw. Kumbaga, di ba, ayaw nilang i-relax yung rule na
Unless
ganon.
they do something on the spot to allow for everyone to pitch in. Although, paano yung sa Bato?
Ah.
I mean, baka
So, ako
matrace
mas
siya
ano
eh.
lang, ako regardless of kung sino yan, if someone is unable to participate in the debates and not really just participate but to actively discuss with his or her fellow judges and the witness and the prosecution and the defense, they shouldn't be allowed to vote in the end. Kasi ang pangit naman na ano ka lang, ano ba to? Parang poll na parang anong natingin, okay, rating 5, okay, guilty yan because of that. I want a very invested senator judge. Kasi yung iba hindi. We need all the thinking people in the room.
Well, I don't mind some of these senators will will deprive us of their mga brilliance kasi minsan na over supply tayo dyan. But where's ICC and Bato and also now with the US? basically declaring all-out war on ICC. Baka naman kasi na-excite yung mga DDS, baka mapalaya daw baka ma-jailbreak. Meron bang possible ma-jailbreak? Sorry. I mean like kasi may mga fantasies na ganun na Trump will rescue Digong or like something will happen
Wow.
there. Like what's going on?
Well, very unlikely, because the ICC is not in the US and totally far from, kumbaga, physically from the US, yung ICC detention facility. The only other way is really financial. At yung sanctions on corporations is what could potentially affect the ICC. Pero right now, it's all rhetorics. We've heard this before. 2018 pa yung issuance ni Trump even. And then there is also another law in the US that already penalizes the ICC. I think ICC din yung term, illegal criminal court. Parang ganun yung terminology nila doon sa US. So matagal na silang magkaaway, matagal nang umaatake yung US, pero the vitriol that Marco Rubio has against the ICC, it's on a different level. Ayoko na sanang patulan, pero for the Philippines, nagkaroon ng in a sense impact because of the palace reaction.
Pero
The way that they say
may
they will rescind,
kaetano
it's
din yun si
concerning
Rubio, no? May
for the
pagkakaetano din si Rubio like medyo dialectical din si Kuya eh,
Oo
napansin
nga,
ko.
no? Yung parang may bearing na hindi, na parang gusto mong pakinggan pero hindi rin.
Parang more Trump than Trump, yung mga ganun. Kasi he sounded very different from the Rubio we've heard all these years. Parang human rights
Mm.
promotion, America's, yung very traditional Republican, di ba? Well, so I don't know. I don't think it's Rubio, but whatever it is. Um, so last part, what's going on with Tatay Digong? November na ba? Kailan ba yung trial niya mismo? And again, is there a chance here for Bato to make life easier for himself, or is Bato just gonna wait this out, just the rest and parang hope for the best na lang for 2028? I mean, what are we looking at here? Pwede ba kung iba yung administration, itanggalin na yan or they'll just not cooperate with ICC? Parang ganun ba? Is there a way na ma-institution, I don't know, like ma-Duterte proof itong mga whatever level of cooperation we have with the ICC? Is that even possible?
Well, definitely you cannot Duterte proof the government. And I mean, there are so many loopholes in our laws. There are so many gray areas. Yung pa nga yung, ano, one example is, they say the president cannot be re-elected for a second term, di ba? It's in the Constitution. Nilagay doon para no strongman. But after Gloria Arroyo, she says, well, there's no provision that says I cannot run for congressman. That's the gray area or the unsaid. Pero ang hirap naman yung ilalagay mo lahat. Okay, kailangan hindi pwedeng ganito. Kailangan hindi pwedeng isurrender or dapat isurrender. Even if you make that law, mahahanapan niya ng gray area. Kaya I'm sorry, unfortunately, we cannot quote-unquote Duterte proof, or even our constitution, di ba, supposedly strongman proof. But we had a Duterte after in the 86 constitution while it was existing or while it was in place. Kaya ang pangit na mag-rely lang talaga dun sa institutions per se. It's really the people and the politics that
People matter,
we
yeah.
need to push forward, kasi the institutions will be there to be weaponized or not. Parang ganon. Now, as to Duterte, ako, ang pinaka-sure ako at talagang tatayaan ko to, November 30. Birthday ito ni Bonifacio, di ba? So, please,
Oh, so si Robin
Bonifacio,
Hood will have magko-cosplay na naman si Robin Hood niyan. Yeah.
sige, okay. Pero, total, patay na si Bonifacio. Okay lang i-idolize. Pero ako, please, Bonifacio, pwede mo bang i-ensure na talagang on that day, matuloy ang hearing? There are a few status conferences set. Dapat nga meron ng Monday. Hindi natuloy kasi sabi, wala naman tayo pag-uusapan. But definitely, the status conference set on September might push through kasi may ine-expect na some inputs to be discussed, tsaka closer na yon to November. There is also a status conference set in October, another one on November 2nd. Sabi ko nga, ang lapit na nun. If there are things to be discussed. So, yun naman yun. If. Wait lang tayo kung anong mangyayari. Pero definitely, ang taya ko, November 30 yung hearing. As to Bato, sana sumabay-sabay na siya. Kumbaga humabol na rin siya, hindi yung masyadong malayo. Ang best, o ang best option para talaga sa kanya is to surrender, cooperate with the court. It would mean that he will lose his privileges as a senator kasi hindi siya nga makakapag-participate. He might not look at kumbaga, a career within the next few years. Pero he's young, relatively, compared to Duterte, and he can wait out a few years. Sabi na natin 5 years, half of the 10-year usual period ng ICC case. He wait the 5 years and maybe he can come back as a Laila de Lima. Vindicated after, I mean, maybe he should look at that as a possibility. He comes back to the
Parang
Philippines.
nagiging Cayetano ka rin, no? Like I
Oh,
know you don't believe whatever you're saying, but I will say it nevertheless.
no, I'm just really trying to convince Senator Bato to
Please, you have to
cooperate.
cooperate.
So,
Yun nga eh.
it's your best chance. I mean, if you look at all the
Come clean, yeah.
possibility, kasi ngayon, hindi ka na rin pwedeng maging senador.
Correct.
Hindi ka na kahit ano pwedeng magpakita sa Pilipinas at kahit maging presidente si Sara, you will forever have that mark. Parang yung big, ano ba yun, scarlet letter na wala, alam ng lahat, you're an internationally known fugitive.
Stigmata,
And
yeah.
ano ka, hirap kang gumalaw, hirap kang magsalita unless he wants to resign, ano ba to, yung parang mag-retire na. Parang wala,
Right.
I will withdraw from the spotlight, magtatago na lang ako sa ilalim ng bato, magiging monghe, etc.
Or maging
Unless
vlogger,
one
like Harry
time.
Roque, maging vlogger.
Ay, no.
I think he'll
Vlogger,
do even better than Harry.
laging ibabato sa kanya, ay, wanted ka naman eh. So, I don't think he has the skin thick enough for that kind of, kasi actually, thin-skinned, onion-skinned even, si Senator
Si
Bato de
si
la
si
Rosa.
Bato, yeah.
Diba? Ang
But you never
daming,
know. Baka may character development siya habang nakatago siya. I mean, it was quite brave of him to show up just for Sarah, na pumalpak din and eventually go out. But sayang, he's not willing to make the sacrifice for Tatay Digong. Well, just habol ko lang last. I don't see Bongo also very much. He's making himself a bit too scarce for my taste. Is it because he may have sniffed also something in the air? And should
yeah,
we worry that there'll be? I was talking kanina na Jingoy might be tempted to come clean kasi medyo ano he's looking at what if Bongo could be tempted to make certain arrangements. Kaya I'm open to Bongo also voting because you never know. And the vote pa in Senate, could it be anonymous na lang? Baka it can get even more interesting. Yeah.
actually, yeah, may ganung ano na hindi mo naman kailangan i-explain yung boto mo. Of course, there's always this layer of kumbaga, public scrutiny. Huwag naman ganun na hindi natin alam. Bigla lang, ganun. Parang ah, sa pagpili ng papa, ng Santo Papa. Okay, white smoke siya na, hindi mo alam kung anong nangyari. Kaya, mostly, I would say, kailangan mong or mas magandang bumoto ng may paliwanag at saka known kung sino yung, ano yung boto mo. Pero kay Bongo, I don't have high expectations anyway kasi wala naman siyang background na talagang litigious or bright even may bright brilliant ideas. Pero the few times that he stood up, parang meron naman siyang question. Parang gano'n, parang genuine question lang na, pwede bang ganito? Pwede ganyan. So I haven't seen him quote-unquote lawyer,
Right.
no? Si
Parang
Bongo.
attendance
But
lang. Parang lang may certificate of
attendance, tapos
participation
parang
siya. Yeah.
manifestation one time, yung pag minor. So, para siyang Lito Lapid na
Right.
galawan.
That's quite a barometer. Like, so may whiff of, meron siyang parang whiff of a spark of a potential moment of brilliance. Kumbaga, parang ganun. Ganun ang basa ko
The
sa
potential is there.
parang yung comment ni Ascuna kay Marcoleta na parang hindi pa
Oh.
niya na-meet yung summit ng kanyang talent. Unlike yung isang justice na napakatara yung sagot. Lowest kind. Tapos sabi, tanggalin mo yan, tanggalin mo yan. Hindi ko sinabi. Ayan tayo eh.
So, yeah. Although, I would like to comment, sorry, na-realize ko si Lauren de Garda. Hindi naman revelation, pero, parang may some reminders na, oo nga, no? Not because of the content, but because of the delivery. Yung pag-deliver niya kasi ng questions, parang Actually, if she was one of the lawyers, either for the prosecution or defense, ganun, parang medyo mas ma-appreciate ko pa eh. Kasi that's really how, the intonation, kuha niya eh.
Journalist siya eh. Like,
Ah,
strong yung the thing.
Oo, between her and Risa, si Risa kasi medyo soft-spoken eh, na parang, are you sure? Ganito. Ganito po tayo. Pero yung kay Lauren, yung timbre ng voice niya, yung ano, na, tama po ba? You know, very, yung elocution. So, kudos. If only for that very formalistic comment. Pero sana, in the long run, humabol yung substance sa form.
I'm also optimistic about si Solar Mommy because alam ko hindi rin siya happy sa nangyari dun sa kaso. Like, marami dyan na may mga axe to grind or potentially, di ba, may dialectically different interest. So, ako sabi ko, baka there must, who knows, the 16 may not be as impossible as what we think. My only worry is that it will not be based on what's happening in the trial per
In the
se,
courtroom.
but
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
other dynamics behind the scenes, which medyo mixed ang feelings ko dyan. But I don't know, sometimes whatever gets it done, yun na lang. Di ba? Parang i-ship up na yan sa ICC, wala na akong pake kung ano na yan. Just take them to justice. Ganun na lang ang aking mindset minsan. But I don't want to be too cynical. Thank you so much, Attorney Conti. I know it was a very long day, kaya I wonder kung paras kayo ni Ronald Llamas na energy drink. Kasi si Ronald, yung minsan, 11 p.m., where does he get the energy? But,
Red Bull ba?
and
O Sting?
it looks like the whole Robin Hood and the whole Romanov and the whole nakaka-energize naman talaga sila, you know, in a certain twisted way. But just to be clear, ano yan, mga ano yan, dark humor pa tayo dito. Baka kasi yung mga hindi na nagigets na we need this dark humor for sanity dahil madali po pag-usapan ng mga bagay na yan for one day. Pero kung ito yung the grind mo every day, medyo mental health ang kailangan natin alagaan. So, yung dark humor po natin is a way of resistance. Very
And
Soviet
coping.
dissidents. Exactly. Because hindi yata nagigets ng ibang kaibigan natin na, hindi ko naman sabihin ng dilawan, but medyo ganun ang dating. Parang, bakit kayo tumatawa? How dare you? Eh di, gawin mo to everyday. Tingnan natin. If you're sane ka na, wala pang 3 araw, baka depressed na kayo dyan. Di ba? So, unfortunately for some of us, we have to do this every day out of sense of duty, katulad ni Robin Hood Padilla, yung sense of duty natin. So thank you very much, Attorney. More power to you. Hopefully, bump into you in the Senate together with yung isa pang favorite ka, Attorney Panelo, no? Kasi si Panelo tumingin sa akin, mas ma-forma
Mm.
ako sa kanya, di ba? So, gumanon siya, gumanon na ako, gumanon din siya. So sabi ko maganda. I like this
Oh,
dynamic. This is good. This is good. Medyo nagsho-showdown kami, mga Zoolander. On that note, thank you very much, Attorney. Exactly. Alam mo yung Zulan, alam mo yung
yeah.
catwalk na gano'n siya, gano'n daw.
Oo. So,
The best
no,
yun.
no, still look. Ano ba yun? Yung, ano, oh, yeah. So, sige, abangan natin yung ganyan.
And para kay Panelo. So, again, on a very serious note, thank you so much, Attorney. Ang dami natin pinag-usapan. I mean, that's a full range of discussion. Parang kulang pang 2 oras sa atin, no? But I'm grateful na since last time we talked, kasi last time parang gulo ng Senado. So it is indeed a minor miracle na this is even happening to begin with. So sana, sa ating mga kabayan, let's make the most out of it. And no matter how frustrating and nafafatig tayo, sana tuloy-tuloy lang na ito kasi baka 2 to 3 months ito. So, Attorney, hopefully we can get back to you later this month or next. At hindi ka mapahamak dahil sa mga, mabait naman tayo, hindi ka mapahamak sa ating mga episodes. At habang andyan naman si Sherwin, I think we should be safe in Senate. But I don't know. And hindi natin siya minention na nakakataas kilay, but Cheese has not done as bad. Yun na lang masabi natin. Cautiously optimistic kami, more cautious than optimistic that he will ramp it up and be even more effective as a presiding officer. So, in fairness naman, give credit where credit is due. Maraming salamat, attorney, and talk to you soon. God bless.
Thank you, Ingat.